These were the words of the Minister of Environment, Surveyor.SULEIMAN Hassan, during a press briefing and the presentation of the scorecard in the last 4 years of the Buhari-led administration in the Ministry of Environment on Tuesday in Abuja. He further stressed the efforts and achievements of the Buhari-led administration's commitment to deliver on the mandate given to the Ministry of Environment.
The issuance of the Nigerian sovereign green bonds. In the area of climate finance, Nigeria during the life of this administration became the first country in sub-Saharan Africa to issue sovereign green bonds to finance afforestation, desertification, and renewable energy, energizing education programs, which was mentioned earlier in that clip, to the tune of 10.45 billion naira. Just this morning, I flagged off the Abuja leg of the investors' roadshow, signaling the issuance of the second sovereign green bonds to the tune of 15 billion naira for similar projects in the 2018 appropriation. Of our cutting down the trees, one. Secondly, again, by the mutation of the land degradation. The land degradation, it takes away the nutrients, and so those trees don't thrive anymore, so we are losing them. So we have engaged in replanting them through research. Then research into biotechnological approach of mass production and multiplication of the endangered economic trees, which I mentioned, rehabilitation of access road drainages, and compartmentalization of arboretum, zoological garden, and equipment, especially in the Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria in Ibadan. Part of the achievement is digitization of the Free Library, Herbarium, and Forest Research Database, developed and shortened the gestation period of 10 indigenous species for maximum 7 years. Our traditional trees sometimes take 10, 12, 15 years to start producing, but through some research, we have developed and shortened the gestation period. We have adopted Free Nigerian Green Economy for Africa. We have passed the Free Act into law in 2018. Thank you, Honorable Chairman, House Committee on Environment. We have developed biomedical products for Nigeria's consumption. Before now, you get black seeds only when you travel outside. You get olive oil and some oils from some seed being extracted are also things we buy when we go out, but we can now have them next door in the free. Oil spill detection, routine review and activation of the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan, Regional Oil Spill Contingency Plan, and Facility Oil Spill Contingency Plans are all developed by this ministry and its agents. Monitoring of cleanup and remediation activities, certification of oil spill cleanup products and remediated oil impacted sites. I think before the Ogoni thing, not many people know that cleanup and remediation on oil spill sites are being done. It's only the Ogoni that blew it open, and people thought it's only the Ogoni land is being cleaned up. No, but there are remediations and cleanup in some other parts of the Niger Delta that is being done by some other agencies and IOCs. The laboratories of the agencies are currently being given a facelift in order for the agency to carry out its functions of regulation and certification of polluted areas. National Park Service is one arm of the ministry. It is upgrading top mini parks to national parks. We have initiated that. We have also classified National Park Service as a paramilitary organization in order to address the menace of poachers in our forest and game reserves. Our poachers also carry now AK-47 and threaten our forest guards, and also those involved in tree cutting don't only carry chainsaws, they also carry AK-47 to gun down our forest guards. So this uplift given to the park service will help us mitigate some of these things. Production and implementation and review of management plans for the 7 national parks and the system plan for the service. Construction of over 2,000 kilometers of jeep tracks and ranger barracks, etc. The Great Green Wall It's an African Union initiative covering 11 frontline states in Nigeria with focus on afforestation and land restoration. A production of 4,145,070 associated forest and fruit trees seedlings for various afforestation and land rehabilitation and restoration projects. The fruit tree seedlings is talking about now the livelihood that is going to be incorporated in the activity of the Agency for Great Green Wall so that it can establish ownership by communities where these activities are going on. Establishment of 389.96 kilometers of shelter belt, establishment of 293 hectares of community wood lots. The agency has developed a robust framework for promotion of alternative livelihoods in the frontline state to serve as incentive for community ownership of the afforested land, which I mentioned earlier. Then the next arm of the ministry, the new map, which is a project, it has supported the development of a framework for adoption of liquefied petroleum gas as low carbon alternative to firewood and kerosene. This is aimed at reducing environmental pollution from use of kerosene, as well as curtail tree felling for use as firewood, with the attendant health effects on our mothers, because they are the ones who use firewood to cook. A new map has started with 6 participating states at inception, now has 21 participating states. It is a World Bank funded project that has impacted innovatively in tackling land degradation in the southeast and south of the country, and also a part of the northern part of this country. Over 1,558.62 hectares were recovered as at February 2019 from the 21 first wave of sites, including activities in the northern states. 94% average physical progress. 2 sites have already been commissioned in Enugu. 56 new sites designs are cleared for implementation across the first 7 states. A total sum of 421,999,212 naira have been disbursed as sub-grants to 5,159 beneficiaries. We can further break it down to 2,346 male, 2,813 female under the livelihood enhancement activities of the new map. 2,980 project-affected persons fully compensated. Project-affected persons are where during the course of our project we encounter either we need to pull down a house, we need to encroach on your farm so that you can recover, and then that kind of a thing, or an incident upon our project. We also now term that person as a project-affected person, and we pay some compensation where we are clearly at fault. About 68 officers of the new map and some other MDAs and agencies have received specialized training. These agencies, of course, are inclusive of Federal Ministry of Finance, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, and the EA department of the ministry. Installation of 19 meteorological stations, 15 hydrological stations, and 10 automated flood early warning systems across river basins. Progress for this activity is at 79%. The project target is 80% by 2020. The Red Secretariat, Constitution of Ondo and Nasarawa Red Plus Secretariat team, we have developed a national strategy and strategic and environmental social assessment for Nigerian Red program. We have signed the technical assistance agreement with Food and Agricultural Organization to undertake national forest reference emission levels for Nigeria. The TAA was financed through the FCPF Readiness Grant Finance. HYPREP, the agency of the moment, In 2016, President Muhammadu Buhari launched the cleanup of Ogoniland as recommended by UNEP, resulting in the setup of hydrocarbon pollution remediation project. The remediation has commenced in 16 sites across 4 local governments of the Ogoniland. These sites were handed over to them in January when we assumed office. Additional 5 sites, which were approved by Federal Executive Council, have also been handed over to these contractors last week. Sensitization and engagement of all the local government areas have been on since 2016. We have had community engagements, community health outreach in all the local government areas with over 21,000 patients treated. We are continuing with the scoping and delineating of more sites. Some of the sites, the scoping and delineation are ongoing. Procurement processes for phase 2 remediation have fully commenced. Water facility inventory and sampling and surveys ongoing in partnership with River State government. That is to say, we are building partnership with the state government as against what is being bandied in the media, that there are no partnerships created by the indigenes of the area. The process of rehabilitating of these existing water facilities have commenced. We have a lot of activity going on fully in the impacted sites. Our contractors are working. They are being welcomed by the persons inhabiting the community. In actual sense, they are partners in that project. The other agency in our cluster is the National Environmental Standard and Regulation Enforcement Agency, NESRIA for short. We have operationalized the National Environmental Permitting and Licensing System regulation with a total of 804 air quality and waste and toxic substances permits and 14 EcoGuard certificates issued at various industries and facilities. We have developed 1 additional regulation on healthcare waste control, which has been transmitted to Federal Ministry of Justice and gazetted as National Environmental Regulation. In conclusion, may I conclude by emphasizing that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, under the change mantra, has made significant progress in securing the quality environment.
In a welcome address, the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Ibukun Deshote, gave her remarks.
Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this auspicious occasion of the valedictory press briefing of the Honorable Minister of Environment, SURV.SULEIMAN, as it presents the success story of the Federal Minister of Environment in the past 4 years of the historic administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, CFR. Permit me to seize this opportunity to announce that this briefing marks the end of the tenure of our competent minister, SURV.SULEIMAN, who has brought vibrancy, drive, and direction into the environment sector in the last few months of this administration. Brought vibrancy, drive, and direction into the environment sector in the last few months of this administration. By his predecessors in office under this administration. Upon his assumption of office as the Honorable Minister, he hit the ground running by actualizing the vision of President Muhammadu Buhari in the long-awaited remediation of the Ogoniland as recommended by the United Nations Environment Program. Furthermore, in this, you can clap, yes. Furthermore, in this short while, under his watch, Nigeria has secured notable accomplishments in climate change issues, including improved access to the global municipal environmental facility, the issuance of the sovereign green bond, one of which took place this morning just before I came here, just to mention a few. He also initiated various environmental policies and programs geared towards addressing environmental pollution, land degradation, biodiversity, and efficient framework for the effective management of the environment. Your Excellencies, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minister's milestone in the area of addressing the various ecological challenges facing different parts of the nation, as well as his commitment towards ensuring the establishment of shelter belts across the country to protect desert encroachment and desertification remain indelible. Although we are at the verge of transition to a new administrative era at the next level, as will be evident in the briefing today, we must profoundly acknowledge that in the last few months of Soviet Zaman, a complete gentleman, much progress was achieved in the environment sector. It is our prayer that the next administration of President Muhammadu Buhari will further witness exponential growth in the development of this sector. I most warmly welcome you to an exciting and educative briefing by the Honorable Minister on the performance of the sector that can be regarded as the most important in any nation. That's because we all live and breathe the environment. Suffice to say that this event could not have come at a more opportune time than today, as it affords the Honorable Minister a chance, the opportunity to make account of his stewardship during his tenure as the Honorable Minister of Environment, and to present the general public with an update on the environment sector. I would want to say once again, I welcome you all and thank you for coming.
Some highlights of the program are the presentation of the scorecard and also the docu-feature of the achievements of the ministry. Lawmakers, other stakeholders also gave their remarks.
Everybody that came with him, we said, leave them to talk for a few minutes. After 1 hour, they came and knocked on the door and said, are you people still there? And we are busy gisting away. Because after he surveys the office and whoever he's talking to, then he starts talking to you. And I find that quite engaging. And it's been a delight working with him as well. Also, the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Environment, Mrs. Ibukun Odushote, who also is very calm, very motherly, and always willing to assist and a listening ear. I have so far worked with all the head of agencies here for the past, well, I say 4 years. So today is a day for us to take stock, look at what we have been able to achieve in the Ministry of Environment, and today is the day for the Minister. As we go ahead, and I know the government comes to, for this republic comes to a close, a new government will come. Honorable Minister, I don't know if I wish that you come back to Ministry of Environment. I don't know if you wish that. You know where I'm going to, with a budget of about, right now, 13 billion. I know you wish your budget is 200 billion. Maybe that will make you come back. And that's what we always worked on, to be sure that the environment is well funded, from Fire Research Institute to Herocon, to NOSDRA, to NESDRA. And NOSDRA, by the way, we're still hoping that in the next assembly, your bill will be amended and it will be passed accordingly. So I want to use the opportunity to thank everyone, National Parks, whoever I've mentioned your name. I see Marvin there and New Map. These are guys that have put in their hard work to make sure that the ministry moves forward, and the cooperation we've gotten from them have made it easy for us in the National Assembly to work with them and look at the issues they have and make sure that those issues are taken care of. So for that, I must say congratulations to everybody. And for the Minister, in as much as I want you in environment. But whatever, I know you're coming back as a minister. Thank you and God bless.
It is hoped that in the next 4 years, the Environment Ministry will be better for it. Toyin Ajolore, On Duty TV, Abuja, Nigeria.